Today we're going to build a basic roller skate. What we have here, for example, is a Chicago 405, which is a men's roller skate, and on it is mounted a plate. It's an aluminum plate, and on the aluminum plate up front we have a hole drilled for a 5/8 inch adjustable toe stop, which I'll explain later, and then 2 additional holes which will hold the trucks. Alright, so installing the trucks. The most basic component of the trucks is the hanger. The hanger is basically a truck without the rest of its components. To make the rest of the truck, we have a kingpin with a 9/16 size hex, and then 2 bushings which go on either side of the hanger. So the first thing we do to put it together is stick the kingpin through the top of the first bushing, and then stick that through the hanger, and then secure it with the bottom bushing. In addition, we have a jump bar which goes on below that, and finally, to secure it completely, we have a lock nut. Screws on like so. Now we have half, and basically just got to do the same thing with the other truck. So this one's already put together for the most part. Just put it through the jump bar and take the additional lock nut, screw it on like so. Usually leave it towards the bottom of the kingpin just to have as much play as possible for installing it onto the plate. So I give it about that much room. So what we do is we take it over here to the hole in the plate and just screw it in so it's attached. Not too much. We want to have, again, leave as much play as possible, and then do the same thing as well with the other side. Then what we can do is we can rotate this, and we can put the pivot of the hanger into the pivot cup in the plate so it's secured. Again, still giving it enough play to be able to maneuver with it and work with it. At this point, you want to have some play down here with the lock nuts, and just begin to work the bolt into the plate by hand, while simultaneously holding the lock nut secure. As you can see, the lock nut's not spinning, but the bolt is. Do it again with the other side, until you really can't do it anymore by hand and you have to bring the tools in. Now at this point, you got a wrench here. It's a basic torque wrench and a drill with a 9/16 socket. So what we're going to do at this point is, I'm tightening the lock nut down all the way with the torque wrench. When you feel it tighten down, bring it back just half a turn, just to make sure it's a little loose but almost tight. That way, when you screw this in, it tightens up, leaving you enough room to tighten it down completely with the lock nut. You're going to do the same thing with the other side. Again, tightening the lock nut down first until it's completely secure. You feel it tighten, again, back it off again, about a quarter turn, half turn. And then you tighten it like so, so it's secure. So both trucks are fairly secure there. That way we have a safe tightness for the rider. Okay, next we're going to put the wheels on. Now these are pretty popular wheels, Kryptonics, Route 65 millimeter wheels. They come in a softness of 78 durometer, making them good for outdoor skating. And the bearings in the wheels, one on either side, and there is a tool that you can use to install these or take them out. Right now they're already in, so I'm going to take them out. Basically you take this bearing pusher puller, you push it in, and you pull it out like that. Fairly simple. It's got a nylon core making it flexible, so you can push them and pull them in pretty easily. If you don't have this tool, there's another way to do it. It doesn't always work as effectively, but in this case, since it's a flat back of a wheel, you have a lot of room to work with. You can use the axle of the truck to take the bearing off, and as well to push it on. So if you don't have the tool, you can use that. So put the bearing or the wheels on like so, and then you grab the axle nut. And these are 8-inch axles, by the way, which is pretty standard. We also have 8 millimeter. We also have 7 millimeter axles, which are less common, but we do use them from time to time. Okay, screw them on by hand just to get them finger tight. And then once you do so, to quicken the process, you can use a socket with a drill. It's the fastest way to go about it. Screw each one on, not giving it too much force, just enough till you feel it coming up against the bearing there. So what's going to happen is they're going to be a little too tight and they won't roll freely. So you're going to take this hand tool, skate tool with a 1/2 inch, and loosen it until you can kind of feel a little play in there and you see the wheel spinning freely. Make sure you can't loosen it by hand, because that can be very dangerous if the nut comes loose while someone's skating on it. So, and likewise, if it's not tight enough, make sure you tighten it down. These two are too tight. Loosen them there. Again, make sure that it's tight enough to where you can't loosen it with your finger. Okay. Now we're just about done. The last thing I have to go over is the adjustable toe stop. This is a 5/8 inch adjustable toe stop. And basically, it allows you to move it up and down to wherever you please. So some people like it all the way to the bottom. Some people like it a little further up. It just depends on how you skate. Anyways, I'm just going to put it kind of in the middle here. And to finish it off, I use this Allen wrench, which comes with the skate, to tighten the Allen screw. And that will secure the stop in place, like so. Tighten it until you feel a lot of resistance, and make sure you can't loosen it or tighten it, either way with your hand. And it's secure. And that is about it for the roller skate. Pretty basic construction. But yeah, that's it for the 405.